We want to welcome us to the program. As if you did not know, the program is called Fundamentals of Islam, reaching you from NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station. My name is Abdul Fattah Adeyemi, and we've got very important and interesting topic to discuss with us tonight. And to discuss with us is our dear engineer and Imam, Engineer Jibril Ibrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Engineer is an IT specialist, he's also an Imam, and he is going to talk to us, discuss with us something that is very much in need, that we are very much in need of as an ummah, as a society, as a nation also. And the topic goes reviving the Islamic technological innovation mindset. How do we revive the Islamic technological innovation mindset? How do we bring our mindset back to the fact that we are more of innovation or innovators than consumers? What can we do? What can we bring to fore? What new things can we bring to life to build a great nation like Nigeria? So that is part of what the discussion is going to center around. And I want us to follow engineer carefully as we unravel some of these technological things or mindsets that we should have and how we can continue to move forward from there. So thank you very much, engineer, for being around. To be innovative is to be creative. And within the purview of technological world, how do we pick it up from where we have reached now so that we can advance from there?
All right. Thank you very much for having me. Alhamdulillah. To be innovative is something that is essential. Life and human race historically has grown and evolved based on innovation and evolutions. So it is essential that at every point in human history, some people will actually look at the society and say, this is going like this, there is a problem here, what can we do about it? So it starts with having creative mindset, creative problem-solving kind of mindset.
Has this always been among the
This has been, is so interesting that we know that Muslims have been people that have been beneficial to humanity across history. I'll give you an example that is very basic that we might not realize. You know, when they tell us this 1, 2, 3,
yes,
they tell us that it's Arabic numerals.
Yes, we were taught in school.
Exactly. Do you know what the Arabic? There was Roman numeral and Arabic numerals. The interesting thing with it is, have you tried, even if you know if they write the two numbers and try to add 37 of the Roman numerals to 82. Write 37 in Roman numeral, write 82 in Roman numeral, and add or multiply them. You will see that you cannot even do mathematics.
So multiply them is wahala.
Will be wahala. It was the Muslims that added the zero, the ones, that made the thing so simple that mathematics now became possible, and people were able to now add things, subtract things, multiply things, build numbers, build algorithms, build everything. So based on the thinking that the Muslim community, especially during the Abbasid Caliphate dynasty, they created that space for people to look at problems and say, why not we do it like this? And people will stop to look at the society medically and say, why not we run things like this? They will look at the drainage system of a society, of a community, and say, why not we map it like this? They will look at water supply system. Why not let's store water somewhere and let it flow through the streets and let every house be able to collect water
without going
to the stream. These are things that it was the community, it was Muslim society that were problem-solving minded enough, innovative minded enough to start looking at the problems to the society at every time. So across the history, Muslims have been people that had that mindset, because Allah tells us a lot in the Quran. Are you not people of thinking? Do Allah Allah, you know, Allah is always, don't you have sense? Don't you think? So when your creator keeps challenging you, that don't you think
I mean, you have to innovate. You have to.
it's your job to innovate?
So thank God for Arabic numerals by the Muslims. 37 would have been
Wow.
XXXVII.
Yes, and now times it and square it.
XXSV. By the time you are even timesing it, that X is another
It's
thing.
another times again that
Oh,
needs to be times again.
subhanallah. Thank you for bringing that up. So, if you didn't know before, it's the Muslims
It's the
that actually
Muslims,
brought
it's the
about
Muslim community
the
that
one,
had
two,
it.
three that we write now. 1 to 9 and then 0.
No.
And then go back to 1 to 9 to 0
It
again.
made things very easy. It made mathematics and programming and
So
design
there won't
very
be
easy.
computer today.
That is, I
If not
mean,
that the Muslims brought the 1, 2, 3 that we call Arabic numerals. Why didn't they say Islamic numerals or Muslim numerals?
no,
Some people
no.
will not want to use it again.
It might not be global. Maybe they will have changed
They'll
it.
be writing
They will,
XXXX.
no, they will rather, maybe some of them might be like, we'll rather continue in the dark ages than target Islamic. So I think
well,
it still
whatever
goes
name we
on.
call it, whether people accept it as Muslims or not, then that means the Muslims should not be stagnated. They have a lot to contribute to the world. So this innovation, especially with the modern day of technology, how can the young people, let's start from them now, how can they take advantage of technology to bring new things to their societies?
You see, Ustaz, is actually way easier
Really?
than, yes. Because you see, innovation and creativity, one component of it is that you don't need to reinvent the wheel.
There are so many things.
There are so
already
many
on the
things
ground.
on the ground. Your job is to add small to it. So if there is already a car, your job is, can you make it faster?
You don't need a fifth
You
wheel.
don't need a fifth wheel. You might not need a fifth wheel if you can't see a problem, and no, understand how a car works and just make it easier to open the doors. Innovate ways to enter the car without needing to open the door. You have innovated. You now have something that will look as if you created a new thing, but you only added to what is existing. So our simple process is whatever you is. That's why the conversation is about the mindset. If your mind is open to it, if as a community, as an ummah, we realize that we need to innovate, then we will learn to sit with our children and say, this is how yam was produced. We farmed it, we do this, we do that. How can we make it easier to produce yam?
In our compound.
In our compound. And then you might be surprised what our children can say. But daddy, why can't we do this, do that, do this? Why can't we plant more instead of this? Why do we plant it for 6 months? Is there a way we can do it for 3 months or shorter? It is the mindset that matters. One is that we need to have the mindset that we don't have to rely on foreign innovations. So if we tell ourselves that we are people of innovation, we tell our children and we sit down to discuss innovation, there is the Iznillah, innovations will come out of the Muslim world. So if you ask me, how do we start innovating from simple things in our current society? I would say we just need to start having the conversation more often.
We need to keep talking about it so that children will understand that, look, it's not just like engineer. I just remembered now when we were young, when I was younger. When we were in primary schools, they used to ask us, what do you want to become in life? What do you want to be in life? Who do you want to be in life? We will say, I want to be an engineer. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a doctor. But I remember saying then, I want to be a teacher. But they were asking us wrong questions. They were asking us those questions so that we can fit into certain laid down, concrete things to become that they want us to be. They should have asked us, what problems do you want to solve in this world? Maybe if they had asked us that, we would have been able to look at everything as problem and we as the solutions. So, like you said now, we need to educate these young people to think what is wrong that you need to solve, or what is already good that you need to make to be better. That's exactly what we're saying. Yes, I'm
exactly. Ustaz, you have captured it.
Yes, I'm
very
rewinding
nicely.
and replaying what you have said now. So these children, many of us even think they don't know anything, whereas with the technology in their hands now, We only need to devise what sector is it that we are going to look into. So these are what I want you to discuss with us when we come back from this short break. What are the sectors and what kind of mindset can we give to our children so that they can utilize technology, especially the AI that's here to stay? So, our viewers, we have a lot more to talk about. Please don't go anywhere. Just stick around. We'll be right back. Assalamu alaikum.
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, I love Muhammad Mustafa than the whole wide world. Making partners with Allah is the greatest sin. I shall never ever worship anybody but Him. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. La ilaha.
Thank you very much for sticking around. We are still on to the program, Fundamentals of Islam, reaching you from NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station. We've been talking about reviving the Islamic technological innovation mindset. And Engineer Jubril is here, and he has been making us understand that we are a people of innovation, not just consumption. And the idea now is, now we have technology the way the world never had it. Many of us are BBCs, born before the computers. But we got children now that are born into the computer. And some babies from the day one they were born like this, they have started trending because their parents put them on TikTok or on Facebook or Instagram somewhere. These children, as small as they are, they know what to press in the phone to entertain themselves. Now, the idea now is both children and the grown-ups. How do we innovate? Because innovating or innovation will actually bring progress to us and to the world at large. Now, explain to us, engineer, educate us, parents who are also watching this program now, what in what sectors or in what ways can we begin to create something new to add value to the technologies that are already existing?
Thank you very much, Doctor. It's we are living in a very interesting time. Interesting in two ways. One is that the state of technology is so widespread. But one very good thing about it is access to information.
Okay.
Before, a lot of things, for you to know how they work and how it is done, used to be very difficult. Books that they will say in Nigeria, the book is not available. But many of these things now, with access to internet, you can access most of the information. So one good thing about now is that access to information is so easy that it is for you to have the mind that I'm interested in solving the problem. Now, the second thing I want to use to respond to your question is that one ummah, for example, if I am permitted to mention a process that is ongoing with respect to that, has a program that we call Pitch to Win. And it's addressing this same issue. The conversation is that alhamdulillah, we've gotten some sponsors. They've put some funds down that get the Muslim youth to compete on technological innovation to solve some of the problems of Nigeria today. And alhamdulillah, the program is currently on. We've received close to like 80 to 100 entries, and we are currently ranking them. And I'm truly gladdened by some of the responses and some of the ideas that we are, seeing from it. And that's what we want to see. Create the platform and tell the Muslims to compete. And one interesting thing that happened as we're reviewing the responses, the submissions, is that we saw quite a number of them that were so good that because we have a panel of assessors, that they were like, no, these things were generated with AI. So initially, honestly, they scored many people that used AI 0, 0, 0, 0 across the parameters. When they now got it back to me, because I'm part of the team, I told them that no, AI has come to stay. AI is a tool. The perfection of AI is a skill.
Okay, you have to
You
have
use
the
what is
skill to know
available
how to
to
use
know.
it.
You need the skill to know how to use it. So I told them that we should encourage them even more to use the AI to generate new ideas.
Because there's a level of knowledge you need to
You need
have
to
to
be
be able to use AI to solve
properly.
a problem.
Yes.
So
So they felt that they were being lazy by using technology to solve the problem. So I had to make that correction that that is why we are here. Use the current level of technology to build new solutions.
see.
So
Allah
that is what in the pitch to win program of One Ummah, and the plan is to use the platforms of One Ummah to publicize and celebrate some of the best innovations that we are able to get submissions on and everything. So my message, my point is that it's still about the conversation, which, like you have mentioned, parents needs to start asking, conversing with the children rather than who do you want to be, but start discussing what problem do you want to solve.
Yes.
Start telling them how the society works
in many strata
of the society, in many sectors, in fashion, in food, in agriculture, in education, in dressing, everything. There is money for people that are ready to innovate, to make life easier for people. So one is, like we said, the mindset. Two is we as adults, to a certain extent, we need to keep creating the platform and don't be afraid of change like that. Because the benefit of not being afraid of change is that we'll be in the process of the change. If we let people organize change from outside where we have access to, they will change in a manner that we will not be able to influence it.
No, they will change the lock key.
They will even change the lock key. They will lock you out. Very soon, you find yourself. That is why so many things happened on the internet. But because as an ummah, we don't have much control of the internet. The innovation of the activities of the internet happened outside our purview. That is why the controls that we will have put in were not put in. That's why you have all sorts of things. If you take cryptocurrency, it's a place that is not so regulated by Islamic principles because we Muslims did not lead the creation of those currencies. Imagine if it was Muslim communities and Muslim youth, they would know, like, no, let's make this thing this. Let's not allow this currency to do this,
so that people don't use for
criminal acts and corrupt tendencies. So that is why it's important that our youths and our families we start having that conversation together. And I'm, like I said, I'm amazed at what the youth of the Ummah can come up with if we give them the platform, have the conversation, and move from there.
Akbar, thank you very much. So rather than ask a child, what do you want to be? He will say, I want to be rich.
I mean,
but he doesn't understand that you have to solve a problem in order to be rich. So it's like rearranging the process now. Let the young people have the opportunity of using their brains to solve problems in the society. And I'm very happy with your stance on this AI of the thing. It is very strange to most adults, but for these young people, if they don't learn how to use it to solve problems, then the problems will be solving them.
Yes. In fact, the problem will be because if you don't quickly catch up with the state of technology so that you can join the next set of innovations and you be among the next set of innovations, you will not catch up with AI. Then electric vehicles will come. Super artificial, there is a level beyond AI, the general AI, because currently AI is sector by sector. You have AI for this, AI for that.
For graphics, AI for...
now, the general AI is the dangerous, is the powerful AI that is able to merge various forms of AI together. That's AGI, Artificial General Intelligence.
AGI.
That's the
AGI.
Yes, that's the race that nations are racing towards.
That means we are moving towards there now.
The race is on. So if our children are now trying to use AI, we are saying no, then it will be erroneous. We should be in the race so that by the time we are putting that together, we'll be on the table for the conversation and will potentially lead and solve the problems of the society going into the future.
So that is It's not only Muslim children. Oh, I hope we all understand.
Yes,
All of us, we all have to do something about this. In agric, for instance, what are the new things we can bring in to make life easier for farmers? How do we use the drone to spread the, what do they call it? Herbicide.
Pesticides
Pesticides.
and herbicides.
Ah.
And you can selectively monitor the moisture level of various. So if you fly a drone over a farmland, you can use it to map, okay, this area needs more water, maybe because of the undulation. And so you can selectively give each area of the crop what it needs. The ones that need more fertilizer, you could take a picture of it and run an AI algorithm on the whole thing and see that, okay, it seems there is a pest that is coming up here. So you can give them the kind of treatment they need. There are so many technologies that if we open our
drone for dispensing medicines to the rural areas by professional, by real pharmacists who are certified and who can be able to monitor who is receiving what at what time. I think technology is really here to stay. And I heard recently that some people even use technology to sell food online to people, and you order and then they deliver it to you. All of these are matters of technology, and we are so blessed that we have these young people that are very, very creative.
Our strength is our population, our energetic population. But that strength is to the extent that we take advantage of it.
Okay, engineer, we are talking about thinking now. We are talking about mindset. A parent listening to this now, what do you advise the parent to do with regards to making technology accessible to the children? What many of us are being very cautious.
Yes.
But what can you say to encourage us that, look, don't keep them away, but monitor what they are doing? Please say it as an expert.
To be honest, I understand the concern of parents.
Yes.
They want their children and wards to be protected from so many things that are going on. Secondly, is that many of these technology are expensive. It's not the time that you can afford it. So if you can afford one, you might be like, I cannot give my phone or my laptop to my child and everything. But I, on the overall, want to encourage everyone to first develop the mindset itself that we have to solve problems. So we don't have whatever investment, just like sending a child to school is a risk because he could join bad gang, there could be accidents on the road. So there are fears, but we still send our children to school. Access to technology is part of the growth process of our children, and I would encourage us to be more permissive, but be with them so that you don't leave them to their antiques and everything. Be with them, be on the journey together.
All along with them. Thank you very much. Technology today can make children to be dumb, can also make them to be intelligent. It depends on what aspect of technology we expose them to. Can make them to be innovators, can make them to be consumers. It depends. So parents, this is another work for us. Let's all roll our sleeves and be ready to be part of the progress of these children. Let's encourage them and let them learn to be creative, to look for particular problems in the society and find ways of solving these problems. And I pray that Allah is going to grant us success at the end of it all. All children are our children, and all children are to be involved in building a great nation. Nobody's child should be left behind. And thank you very much, engineer, for opening our eyes to let us see that we have a lot to do, and we are going to be successful in terms of the innovations that we bring to the society. It's the sure way to wealth, to the money we are looking for. Just create a solution, and then people are going to bless you for your knowledge and your talent. Thank you very much again, our esteemed viewers and listeners, for being part of the program. If you have learned one or two things from the program today, let's do it again, same station next week. May Allah spare our lives, and do have a beautiful weekend ahead. Assalamu alaikum.
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله. In the name of Allah the Most most merciful. I love Muhammad Mustafa than the whole wide world. Making partners with Allah is the greatest sin. I shall never have la ilaha illallah.
Prospective candidates seeking admission into NTA Television College Jos are hereby invited for the upcoming Diploma Aptitude Test for National Diplomas in Film and Television Production, Broadcast Journalism and Television Engineering Technology, and Post-QTME Degree Examination and Direct Entry Screening for Bachelor of Science Degree in Mass Communication, scheduled for Saturday 30th November 2024 at the college's premises along Old Government House Close, Rayfield, Jos, Plateau State by 8 a.m. All candidates are to pay the sum of 2,000 naira only through remitter platform in favor of NTA Television College, NTA Television College Jos, for knowledge and skills.